Welcome into NFL Daily. I am Tom Downey. A brand new NFL mock draft for you guys with NFL free agency mostly over. If you want more daily NFL videos multiple times per day, hit that sub button for me. Right now, it's all free here at Chat Sports. This is NFL Daily by Chat Sports. I am Tom Downey. It is a mock draft for you guys. All the first-round picks beginning at number 1 overall. A new number 1, Bryce Young. Well, Carolina has the number 1 overall pick, I should say. I think still some uncertainty as to who Carolina takes at number 1 overall. Depending on who you listen to, different players from Young to Stroud to Richardson, the occasional Will Levis thrown in there as a mock draft pick. It is mid to late March. We'll know more in the next month. I promise you, come actual draft time, we will know who Carolina is taking at number 1 overall. So predict it for me in advance. Who goes number 1 overall? Sound off for me in the comments section. Certainly feels like whoever doesn't go number 1 between Young and Stroud ends up going number 2 overall. I've got Stroud there at the number 2 overall spot. And the Cardinals will try to trade the number 3 overall pick to a Raiders, a Colts, somebody else in there. Assuming no trades, there are no trades in this mock draft. I've got Will Anderson going number 3 overall, the safe, probably consensus-ish plurality side, number 1 overall player. Anderson to Arizona makes a lot of sense. The Colts, how about Anthony Richardson? I'm sure they'd love a Stroud or a Young, but the upside of Richardson, as terrifying as the downside is, certainly makes it appealing. Depending on which route Carolina goes, I'll have a better feel for Indy at number 4, but look, Gardner Minshew ain't going to be the starter. Richardson's the pick, at least not long-term, at number 4 for Richardson. This is prime Jalen Carter range, but, you know, Seattle's gone more higher character guy of late, and sounds a little bit like Seattle's not as intrigued by Carter. So I got Tyree Wilson, the long-limbed edge at number 5 overall. Certainly fits Seattle's more typical MO of lengthy edge / even some kick inside defensive tackle prospects there. Number 6, the Lions. I don't know where they're going to go. Pre-free agency, I thought corner for sure. They did sign guys like Emmanuel Mosley. They did sign Cam Sutton to a longer-term deal. They've been active in the cornerback markets. Cam Sutton I mentioned too. Mosley's a 1-year deal, coming off injury. Lions are in a weird spot, but I'll go BPA for them, Christian Gonzalez, at number 6. Jimmy Garoppolo's deal is a 1-year deal. I would not rule out the Raiders going quarterback in round 1. I am not sold on that. It could easily be a Jalen Carter, a cornerback, but because Jimmy G's deal was a 1-year deal, and I could see that regime led by Josh McDaniels saying, "You need to give us another year, Al or Mark. We have another quarterback coming up the pipeline." I would not rule out Will Levis. If he slides, could be down like the Bucs in round 1. So do the Raiders draft a quarterback this year? Y for yes, N for no. It's the pinned comment on today's video. If an ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Atlanta's put some good investment into the front of their defense. You know, they signed David Onyemata. They bring back Lorenzo Carter. They sign Caden Ellis. Cornerback, big area of potential concern. I'm a huge Devon Witherspoon fan. By the way, this is the opening of the Bijan Robinson range in round 1. Number 9, there's Jalen Carter. I do not know where he ends up going. It is too early to say one way or the other where Carter goes. There is a month of time to help things get sorted out. As it sits, mid to late March, depending on what you want to count, the 19th, 20th, etc., depending on when you're watching this, I've got Carter to the Bears, and he would be a flawless fit in that defense. If you want that disruptive 3 technique, this is your guy, Chicago. Philadelphia, Nolan Smith, the edge rusher out of Georgia. Bursty player. Beyond Carter and maybe your corners and, Will Anderson, there is a bit of a drop-off in the next tier of defensive players, but Nolan Smith's upside certainly makes him appealing. I know Tennessee added Andre Dillard, but Paris Johnson's played left tackle, right guard. Therefore, I think he can play pretty much every spot from outside of center on the offensive line. Is it a bit boring? Yes, I'm sorry, Titans fans, but plug him in at probably the right side for year one, which means benching Dylan Radins or Nicholas Petit-Frere. Oh no, Johnson's a big upgrade for Tennessee. Myles Murphy to the Houston Texans. Houston in the market for more edge rushing depth. Right now it's Jerry Hughes and Jonathan Grenard and Chase Winovich. Yeah, and I know receiver is an obvious area of concern, especially out of the Brandon Cooks trade on Sunday, but edge still a big focal point for Houston. Take a receiver in round 2. The Jets. Is this pick going to the Packers? Who knows? Peter Skoronski out of Northwestern. Plug and play somewhere along the offensive line. He might be a guard in the NFL, but he's damn good. Patriots take Lukas Van Ness. Jack, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs sideways? Yeah, thumbs sideways. That's fair. Van Ness does fit their typical MO. Think more of the Trey Flowers type of prospect in terms of being able to play inside and outside. You have Matthew Judon. Dietrich Wise has been okay. Van Ness offers you some inside-outside flexibility. When you want to go pure pass rusher, Judon, Barmore, Van Ness, some combination of Wise and Josh Uche, it's a really intriguing fit. Going to ride with my Packers take tight end in round 1 because Robert Tonyan's gone. So it's Josiah DeGara and a bunch of guys who if I said their names, you think I would be making them up. Michael Mayer, number 15. I'm a big fan of his game and of Bijan Robinson's game. Number 16 overall. The Commanders made the move to move on from J.D. McKissick. It leaves Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson. Gibson's not a long-term piece for them, so it is a under-the-radar round 1 pick, but I would not rule out Bijan in round 1 to the Commanders. If you guys want more NFL coverage here on Chat Sports, you've come to the right spot. Hit that sub button. Free videos, news, rumors, draft, free agency, and more right here on Chat Sports. Back half-ish of round 1. We've got uneven picks this year, but you know what I mean. Broderick Jones to the Steelers. They were in the mix, allegedly, for Orlando Brown. Did not grab him. There's their new, in theory, franchise left tackle. The Lions, I don't know where they're going to go here. They've taken care of most of their needs, but imagine a wide receiver trio of Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams, and Quentin Johnston. In terms of your slot, your speedy receiver, your more typical X-wide receiver, that's a really fun trio. So if Lions fans don't love it, I get it, but I'm getting some playmakers for an already pretty damn solid offense. O'Cyrus Torrence to the Buccaneers here. They move on from Shaq Mason. Offensive line, already an area of concern. You plug in O'Cyrus Torrence over Nick Leverett. Sorry, maybe not, or maybe Luke Gedeke as well. O'Cyrus Torrence stays in the state. I'm a big fan of his game. As of late, the Jackson Smith and Jigba pick has been popular. This is the first time I've done it. Play him in the slot. The Seahawks, much like the Lions, 2 first-round picks, have done a great job of building out their overall rosters. Imagine JSN in the slot alongside DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Geno Smith should have no excuses whatsoever. Jordan Addison to the Chargers. I know they brought back Mike Williams and Keenan Allen for now, but the Chargers are still looking for wide receiver help, and I'm sorry, Joshua Palmer, it's the value here. Dark horse, of course, remains a potential tight end pick. Who is your favorite prospect in the 2023 NFL Draft? Sound off for me in the comment section. No wrong answers. Let me know right now. This is one of the better value picks in this mock draft. It's how mock drafts tend to happen. Joey Porter Jr., the son of the former Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker, goes to the Ravens. We'll see if Marcus Peters ends up back. As of filming, he is not. Things do change, of course, throughout. But Marlon Humphrey, JPJ, a really intriguing 1-2 fit. Zay Flowers, congrats, you're a Viking. Imagine Zay Flowers and Justin Jefferson on the outside. Adam Thielen, no longer a member of the Vikings organization. Seems like he's going to end up being a Panther, here. Flowers, inside-outside flex, good fit for the Vikings. Emmanuel Forbes to the Jacksonville Jags. They move on from Shaquille Griffin, as most of us thought they were going to. He is insanely skinny. We're talking 166 pounds. That's unheard of size, but the upside, the playmaking ability is really intriguing for Jacksonville. Back-to-back corners. Deonte Banks to the Giants. I think his man-to-man upside fits pretty well with what Wink Martindale would like there. So it's some combo of Adoree Jackson, Cordell Flott, Darnay Holmes, and, of course, Deonte Banks. Utah tight end Dalton Kincaid here to the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas appears to be a little bit more all-in than they've previously been. They trade for Brandon Cooks, Stephon Gilmore. They're probably not going to bring back Dalton Schultz. Kincaid helps sub in alongside Jake Ferguson, Peyton Hendershot. Good trio at tight end. The Bills, I will make note, and I missed too, a little bit on Ed Oliver. I thought he was going to be really special. He has not been that so far. And Kalijah Kancey reminds me of Ed Oliver. You can't miss on two in a row, right? Kancey, the undersized defensive tackle to Buffalo, back end of round one. This is also prime Bijan territory between the Cowboys and Bills if he gets this far down in the actual NFL draft. I feel very confident saying this. It's a generality, but it's true. There will be some shocking first-round picks. I would say in line with my reaction of the Rashad Penny pick several years ago. It's my profile picture on Twitter. Who will be a surprise first-round pick? Sound off for me in the comments section. The Bengals, number 28. This had been a fun offensive line spot. Then they bring in Orlando Brown. Maybe move on from Jonah Williams. Who knows here? I think front player could be tight end in that category. I'm cheating there. I think they signed somebody, though, soon at some point. And I think defensive line, also a big area of focal point. Keon White, the upside edge, very intriguing at the back end of round one. Brian Brzee of the Saints. I know they have added other defensive linemen. They've added Kalen Saunders. They've added Nathan Shepard. The pass rusher, though, doesn't exist on this roster right now. Brian Brzee offers upside in that area. Eagles, this is what you do when you're a good drafting team. You take the guy that falls to you. In light of Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, again, as of filming, not being back in Philadelphia, Branch subbing in for that type of role, really intriguing for the Eagles there. I'm a huge fan of Branch's game. I would love this pick for Philly. Finally, Darnell Wright, who I think is probably going to go round one. Don't sleep on DeJuan Jones, by the way. Juwan Taylor's going to play left tackle. Lucas Niang then, or Darian Kennard. Yeah, let's get a new right tackle in there for Kansas City. Rams, Browns, Dolphins, Broncos, Niners. You are people too. Non-first-round picks. The Rams take Anton Harrison, a potential first-round pick as a left tackle. Keep investing in the trench play. The Rams have struggled in a massive way under Sean McVay when the O-line plays poorly. There's a new piece. The Browns take Josh Downs, speedy, vertical threat, kind of slot receiver, good football player. Browns have focused on the defensive line and free agency. The Dolphins take John Michael Schmitz. You can play Connor Williams back at guard, or he believes to, and I can already hear Will Scott saying now, Dolphins got a center. Dolphins got a center. Dolphins got a center running around the studio. That's what it's exactly what he'll do. DJ Turner to the Broncos. I think you can play Kwan Williams in the nickel. I kind of think DJ Turner could play outside too. Corner and under the radar area of focal point for the Broncos right now. And finally, the Niners take Darius Rush, who Cam Smith did not make our round 1 mock draft. That's okay. I think he's still in that conversation. Darius Rush. There are people who think, I promise you, he's just as good as his teammate Cam Smith is. So grade the mock draft. All 31 plus 5, 36 picks. A, B, C, D, or F. Sound off for me in the comments section. Before we go, some other top NFL draft prospects. The round 1 buzzy conversation. Jahmyr Gibbs, who I almost put to Buffalo. Jalen Hyatt, speedy receiver. My guy, Darnell Washington, DeJuan Jones, the other top tackles this year. Tommy Adebawore out of Northwestern. The hybrid could easily sneak in back end of round 1, maybe even over 1. Brian Brzee. Drew Sanders, maybe the top off-ball linebacker. Felix Enudike-Uzomah out of Kansas State. Will McDonald on a smaller edge from Iowa State. B.J. Ojulari. Again, there's some good depth at edge this year. And finally, Cam Smith, the cornerback from South Carolina.